Gotta plug my phone in. So this bottle, this cat is annoying. Hi, buddy. Good morning, dude. It's I don't even know what time it is right now for me. I think it's after 9 o'clock. Probably gonna be a lot of trolls out today. That's alright, buddy. I'm gonna do my best. You know. You work overnights, I see. Kitty. This cat, bro. Kitty, lay down. Or fuck off. You're in the way, bro. I don't know if anybody saw me on Dean's live, but okay, so Dean was hosting a 1v1. So I was like, okay. And Caleb invited me, otherwise I wouldn't even have known about it. And I requested up, got on there. He's 1v1ing me until he couldn't anymore, and then he brings up Dak, right? And I was like, wait a minute, I thought this was 1v1. And they start making excuses about how he's not an expert in this and he shouldn't be debating microwaves because he doesn't know what he's talking about. Basically, that's like a summary of his argument for turning it into from a 1v1 into a 2v1. And then I started dunking on Dak so bad that Dean fucking rage quit the live. And I screen recorded it. I can't show you guys, but I don't know if I'll put that on YouTube or not, but I might fuck around and put that on YouTube. Who knows? I have to rewatch it back and see if the audio is any good. I was in my car. I just got back though. Yeah, Dean rage quit the live. I even said to Dak, I was like, because the host, like, Dean, like, ran away. Like, he like teacupped on the big box, and like, he wasn't saying anything. And I was like, look, dude, your host turned this into a 2v1, and then he fucking hung you out to dry. Basically. It's funny, man. What's up, Nitty? What's up, guys? What's up, Daniel? We're not doing all that, man. I'm gonna leave you up here for a minute, though, just to get rid of
Yo.
you. Nah, you fucked up, dude. You shit the bed. You shouldn't have done that. Honestly, doing us both a favor. I don't know what the fuck you were listening to, but that shit wasn't music. Why you thought that was, like, appropriate? Anyway.
Hello.
Oh, it's 2 Daniels in a row. Hi, other Daniel.
Yeah, hello.
Hi, buddy. Do you have evidence that the Earth is curving?
Can I take it a different direction? If
No, you gotta provide evidence that the Earth is curving so that I know you're capable.
so we're not allowed to have a conversation about it.
We are, but like nobody ever gives me evidence that the Earth is curving. So I do this to like thin out the weeds a little bit.
Yeah,
So
I
need evidence that
understand.
the Earth is just. You do. Okay, then it shouldn't be
But you
difficult.
what's the evidence for flatness? Well,
Dude, come on, buddy.
is
You're
it
just
the
shifting the burden.
surface?
Are you okay, bro? Are you feeling all right?
Yeah,
Do you
of
have a
course the
temperature? Do you have
surface,
a fever?
terrain.
Hey, shh. It's okay, bro. You're making it weird. Just evidence that the Earth is a sphere, and then we can have a discussion about it, okay? Or you can have a nice night.
Is that there's not a single round object in the entire universe that is flat. If it's round, it's not a. Are you like?
Okay, all right. That's
we
a
have
lot of
seen
sophistry.
Stop the Moon.
It's
not a paper towel.
I know the moon's not a paper towel.
It's a rock. Okay. Every planet is a rock.
Hey, I'm not gonna do this
rock.
with you.
What?
Okay. Hey, I don't know what got into you, bro. Why this triggers you so much? It's beneath me to really entertain this from this point.
Why not?
It's okay. You want to wonder why? I'll just get rid of you, bro. Jupiter's a rock. They're all rocks. Everything's a rock. Everything's a sphere, except for the shit that isn't. The galaxies are flat. But that doesn't matter, because it doesn't fit the narrative. What's good, PC? Let me guess. Wait, what? Kind of weird ass comment is that? Anyway, bro. We'll just move on to the next one, bro. Just trying to
Yo,
have a cool conversation. What's up, buddy? Do you
what's
have
up?
evidence that the Earth is a sphere? The last guy couldn't manage to think of anything and got
The
mad because he couldn't do it.
the only evidence I think I got is I remember Neil said that, and it's shown that gravity pulls matter in a spherical shape, right? Do you think gravity pulls stuff? Huh?
How would you verify that claim?
You can prove it with the math.
What math? What math proves that gravity turns things into spheres?
Like the specific math?
Yeah, the math that
All
you
right.
invoked.
Damn.
I give you a hint, bro. It doesn't exist. There is no math that tells you that it turns into a sphere. So you're just kind of repeating what somebody else said. Holy shit, my cat just knocked something over. So evidence that the Earth is curving, maybe, or no?
So like, so the Earth is flat.
That is the way we experience it every single day. Yep.
Interesting.
It's true though, right? You never saw that motherfucker curve. You
No.
never saw it move, never felt it move. It's the way you experience it, bro. You fly an airplane, they fly straight and level. They don't adjust for curvature every so often. That would be bad for aerodynamics.
It's true, but on the map they show it like curving. Is it just all a lie?
Yeah, they show you a cartoon of a little cartoon airplane flying over a little animated sphere, but that doesn't like the attitude indicator just stays perfectly level in concordance with the gyro, you know?
So what's your view on
Yeah.
NASA? Is it credible or no? Like all of it?
I don't really think their stuff's credible in a general sense, no, because I think they lied about going to the moon, to be honest.
How about like the photos they got of Earth? I know it's composite,
Um,
like they put it together and stuff, but
Hold on, let's have a gander, right? We'll do this together.
let's lurk.
NASA Earth. Yeah, we'll do that. Photo. NASA Earth photo. Is that good? We'll just do NASA Earth photo, go to Google Images. What do you think, bro? I like this one because this one shows you that they're all different. I mean, you can't really see, but the continents, like this is North America, and then North America got smaller. So like it grew three sizes that year, like the Grinch's heart on Christmas. You know? Like they're all different. The water's
Those all
different
BS?
colors. You tell me, bro. If you believe it, that's up to you. But I don't think that shit's very credible, in my opinion. I think they look a little fraudulent.
What's what's your main thing for the moon landing being fake? Like if you have a main thing. I don't know if you do or not.
Oh,
What's
dude.
your
I mean, you can't have propulsion in a vacuum, and you certainly wouldn't expect us to be able to go all the way back in '69 with the tech that we had back then. Computers were the size of apartments back then, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's just kind of. Have you watched like the moon landing footage? I recommend like do that in your spare time. Just Google like the old moon landing footage. You'll find some stuff, and you be the judge. You know?
Now, is the moon landing footage, is it the real footage or is it like a playback or something? Because I heard somebody say something about the footage that they showed us isn't like the actual footage, like in real time of them there.
I've
don't
heard
know.
some interesting stories about that as well, but you could try to find out. I can't give you a yes or no on that. I just know that everything I've ever seen was like not exactly concrete, you know? Like it just looks a little too I don't know. It just looks fake to me, bro. I don't know how else to describe it.
I'm gonna look into this because maybe it is flat. I don't know. I'm gonna look in.
What if I told you that water always seeks its level?
Water is what?
Like water
Yeah.
always seeks its level, it always levels out, right?
True.
So Earth is 70% water, doing this all the time. You know?
Leveling out.
Yeah, water at rest, large bodies of water at rest will seek equilibrium. That's called fluid statics. and of course 70% of the Earth's surface is water. So it serves to reason then that water would, or 70% of the Earth's surface would of course be flat. But they want you to believe that water's bending around a ball while it's spinning, and I don't know, man. I think that's a little ridiculous.
Now, does that equilibrium change on a bigger scale, or what do you think? Do you think
No, you could make this bottle as big as you want it to be. It's still going to be flat at the surface. You've never seen a swimming pool curve, have you?
no?
You know? Yeah, you've never seen a bathtub, a water curve, and we shoot. I've never done this, but I've seen a lot of people over the years. I've been a flat earther for 10 years. I've seen a lot of people shoot lasers over lakes, some like 20 miles long, and it just goes straight across. You know, so you have line of sight light traveling over flat water, no curve. When there should be curve, the Earth has a curvature rate. It's supposed to curve 8 inches per mile squared, so there should be. And I'm not going to crunch the math on that, but a decent amount, well over 100 feet of curvature drop.
And last thing, do you think we're going back to the moon? Because I know they're launching something soon.
They did launch a rocket today. I watched that live, but there was a lot of like camera cuts and stuff. You know, like I would like to see, right? Like if you're gonna launch a rocket, okay, you're gonna launch a rocket, put a camera on the outside of it, and just have this be the camera that's facing the Earth, and then just launch that bitch up and just show us a 24-hour live stream from that camera. Why there's all these like camera cuts? The shit looks like WWE, bro. You know?
Do you think we have the
Seriously.
capabilities of going
To go to the moon?
Yeah.
No, I don't think you can go to the moon. I don't think there's a vacuum outside of our pressurized atmosphere, because I don't have any soda. But if you have a soda can, like, and you crack it open, that psh sound,
Yeah.
that's entropy. That's because there's pressurized gas, carbon dioxide within the can
Inside the
itself.
can.
Yeah, and it seeks equilibrium with the atmosphere out here. If our atmosphere that we breathe from is pressurized as well, and that can't exist next to a vacuum, certainly not in contact with it, and that's what they say. So I don't know exactly what's above our heads, but I would go as far as to say that it's likely contained by something, our atmosphere, because gas pressure requires a container. And I certainly don't think that it's like in contact with a vacuum, because if our pressurized atmosphere was in a vacuum, it would just go, instantly. It
Now,
wouldn't
is the moon
take-
also flat?
I don't know, buddy. We only ever see one side of it. Ancient civilizations used to refer to it as a lunar disk, and the same with the sun. They used to refer to it as a solar disk. So, just interesting things.
Now, how about like lunar eclipses? How is like what's the explanation for that? Because
I
like
can't
it's
give you an honest one, but I know that theirs is a little far-fetched. If you take a sphere, actually, this is good. If you were to take this sphere and
Okay.
cast like if you had a flashlight right here,
yeah.
you cast a shadow from this sphere onto this sphere, it would actually be a flat line. It wouldn't be a curving shadow, because you'd have a curving shadow onto a curve, so it would actually bend it straight. You can recreate that. I know I don't have
Interesting.
I don't have a flashlight right now, but one curved shadow does not cast when you're casting it onto a curved object, it doesn't continue to be curved. It actually flattens out, which of course is opposite to what they claim.
Now, how do you get like good evidence on the contrary to Earth being round? Like, are you just on the internet? Are you looking specific like forums or?
I can send you some stuff, some like introductory level, like YouTube videos and stuff. Like I'll give you like, if you were to go to YouTube and you were to type in flat Earth, you're gonna
Yeah.
get like top 10 reasons why the Earth can't be flat and all that shit, right?
Yeah.
But like there are people like myself. I just recently started uploading my live streams to YouTube, but there's people that do like really good, what I would even consider to be like documentary level information on flat Earth, and it's a good place to start. And I can
What's
just send
your
you that
YouTube
stuff
channel?
directly. It's in my bio, but you're only gonna see like a few debates that I've done, and you're only gonna see like my previous live streams.
Is it
But I would
solely?
send you like, no, it's solipsisms, I'm pretty sure. It's in my
Okay.
bio if you ever
Okay, I
want to
see
check
it.
it out. But I'll drop you a follow, dude. I'll actually just send you some stuff. I do it to people. I do it for people all the time. I send like flat Earth information that can be pretty hard to find if you don't know exactly where to look. So
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you.
yes, sir. You take care, man.
Bye bye.
I had mixed feelings about going live tonight. I really did. After the rocket launch thing, I was like, oh shit, that's all anybody's gonna want to talk about. But actually I'm glad I did. I'm glad I decided to go live. And shout out to everybody. Thank you for 15K almost. Thank you guys for 70 viewers. You guys are awesome, man. Thank you guys for coming. Let's where's the damn edge? Who said there was an edge, bro? What if it just goes on forever? What if there's more land? Why do you guys think so close-mindedly? You know? Damn, great conversation it was, actually. That guy had over 5,000 followers? Really? I didn't happen to look. Stick in the circle.
Yo,
What's up, Drew?
hey, what's up?
Do you have evidence that the Earth is a sphere, bro?
Well, I mean, what's your proof that it's not?
See, come on, dude. Let's can you agree that like that's not the most adult way or the most mature way to engage in this? Like, let's just go good faith for a minute. Can you do that?
I
Just
mean,
anything
I
you
don't
can
know
think of.
exactly what to start with. I mean, if you're
You
gonna
could,
have a
yeah,
claim like that, you gotta be the one to back it up. I mean,
I
if
can,
the
but I mean, it's good faith. We can just go proof for proof, right? Like a BYOB kind of thing. Bring your own burden of proof. You know, like I do have burden of proof to satisfy. I agree with that, but I usually try to gauge where my guests are intellectually by seeing how much they know about heliocentrism and if they like what they will provide as evidence, and we can just go that way, right?
well, I don't really know exactly where to start with that, but I mean,
Okay, not
everything
looking
we
good so
know,
far, bud.
I would rather you say something first
So
because I don't
will
know
you?
exactly where to start here.
You don't have anything that you like. You believe the Earth is a sphere, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and when put on the spot to provide evidence for that belief, you just come up empty? That's not good.
I'm not really. I mean, just because I don't have evidence for. I mean, I have evidence for. I could back up like answers. Like, give me proof why. Like, just give me proof. Why it's not a sphere. I was like really wondering about
Well,
that.
water always seeks its level. Earth is 70% water. We experience it as if it's flat and stationary every day. It's the default position. If nobody told you otherwise, you wouldn't come to the conclusion organically that it was a sphere. Certainly wouldn't come to the conclusion organically that it was in motion. Michelson Morley, Dayton Miller, Michelson Gerald Pearson, like those are three well-known experiments in the late 1800s, early 1900s that they tried to measure the Earth's 30 kilometers a second motion around the sun, so the orbit. They didn't actually measure that. They couldn't get a positive reading on that. So
All
the
right.
Earth's never actually
Well.
been proven to be in motion. This is what you wanted. You asked
All
for
right.
this. Just let me
So
know.
okay. You think that people have always believe like the Earth was flat until like recently?
I don't know when it started, bro. I mean,
Because
I
I mean
have some
the
idea,
Greeks, whenever they existed in Egypt and all that area, they did an experiment by
that was
the Nile.
Eratosthenes. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know which one it was. It was either Plato or what his name is.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't Plato. It was Eratosthenes. Yeah, there's a link to my
Aristophanes.
PayPal. Feel free to check it out, bro.
Aristotle, you mean?
Thanks for letting everybody know.
Aristotle?
No, I said Eratosthenes. I always
I never heard of
there's like
Eratosthenes.
multiple. I hear his name pronounced quite a few different ways. I always say Eratosthenes.
Oh,
I just know it's
I
tough to
say
spell. But yeah, he measured shadows from. It depends on what source you check. Some people say sticks. Some people say obelisks. And it
Yeah,
goes on.
he did the thing,
But
and we waited for the sun to set. And when the sun set,
well, he
it
he
set
waited for
earlier.
the solstices. He waited for the solstices. I think it was like the summer solstice, if I'm not mistaken. But he begged the question though. He already assumed spherical trig. So like he used non-Euclidean geometry, which would give you 3 dimensions of a table if you measured shadows on that too, right? So it doesn't really prove anything. He just started with the idea
Well,
that
I mean,
the
we
Earth
could
is
do
a
the same
sphere.
experiment today, and we still find the same, answer. It's still
No.
proof.
I mean, yeah, you can. I'm not saying the math doesn't work. I'm saying there's a difference between non-Euclidean geometry and Euclidean. right? If you use non-Euclidean geometry, you're going to get 3 dimensions. That's how it works. But if you use the Euclidean, you wouldn't get that. But I'm not saying the math doesn't work. I'm saying he pre-assumed it was a sphere by using spherical math. So like, yeah, the math works. That's great.
Well, I mean, plenty of flat
it
earthers
doesn't.
assumed that it was a flat Earth, and when they did the experiment, it was still turned out to be, from the measurements, not flat.
What measurements?
The same measurements.
Because if
they
you were gonna
used-
measure the Earth, bro, you wouldn't beg the question, assume sphericity, do the math, and get the measurement of
Okay.
an assumed sphere. Listen to what I'm saying, bro. Just hear me out. You wouldn't beg the question, assume sphericity, and then do the math on the assumed sphere. You would measure the surface to see if it's actually curving first, right? You would have to verify that it is a sphere before you incorporate spherical trig. You can't just jump that. You can't take that leap in logic. That's not how it works. When we do measurements to see if the Earth is curving at the rate at which it's supposed to, if the circumference value is in fact 24,901, we usually end up falsifying that. Like we have a 99% success rate with that, I'm pretty sure, if not higher. Because the Earth's supposed to curve 8 inches per mile squared. Are you typing some stuff into a computer, buddy?
Me? No, I'm dusting right now.
Dusting.
I mean, I could show you my screen. I'm dusting.
No, I just whatever, dude. Whatever works, man. Just want to know that you're listening to some stuff that I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I'm not
So-
very geometry wise. I mean, I don't know the most about geometry. I mean, heliocentrism.
Well, this is at the end of the day, this is a geometric discussion. This isn't necessarily a scientific debate. It's a geometric one because we're having a conversation about shapes, and of course, geometry is a math that's specific to shapes. So
okay.
that would have
well,
some
I
level
mean,
of importance here.
all right. Well, okay. Well, I mean, okay. I don't exactly know where to go from here.
It's
It's
fine. We don't adjust for curvature when we build infrastructure. We don't adjust for curvature when we fly aircraft.
Well, we were not going to adjust for curvature when we're building infrastructure because
when
the
we build
curvature isn't big
pipelines,
enough for the buildings to be affected by that.
says the guy who doesn't know the curvature rate or the dimensions of the object in question. Yeah, that sounds like something you
Okay,
would
yeah,
say.
but we know the Earth.
but
I know for a fact the Earth, if it is curved, like it's obviously shown to be as big as it is.
8 inches per mile squared at 100 miles. You have
Yeah,
over a
well,
mile
it's
of
not.
cur-
It's not going to
Well,
be
just
noticeable
shh, 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 shh,
until you look at like a distance.
Don't make it weird. Don't make it weird, dude. I'm trying to help you. Remember, this is a geometric discussion. 8 inches per mile squared at 100 miles, you'd have 6,600 feet of curvature drop, objectively, everywhere on Earth. Okay? So if we're building 100-mile infrastructure, which we do very often, a good example of this is pipelines. We do this all the time, and we effectively negate all of the curvature of the Earth in the process. You can't just dismiss over a mile of curvature, bro. Doesn't work like that. Doesn't align with
So you saying like
engineering.
during piping, or like like things like that, you'll see like a
You typically take
curve.
segments of pipe. What?
I'm confused.
Yeah, don't.
you're saying-
don't. We build things flat because the Earth's not curving. That's the argument that I'm making, right? We take segments of pipe, we weld them together, and we just build a big long stretch of pipe from point
And
A
we
to
don't
point
account
B.
for the curvature. I see.
No, of course we don't, and we don't adjust for curvature when we fly aircraft either, which is even better argument because we traverse the entire Earth with aircraft, which it would be impossible if we lived on a sphere. Do you think
But,
if a sphere was spinning west to east, which it claims to be spinning on an axis west to east, you can Google this too. If a sphere is spinning west to east and we had a north to south runway, do you think that it would have any difficulties in airplane landing on a north to south runway if it was spinning west to east underneath of it?
well, that wouldn't have. I mean, inertia wouldn't. I mean, that would. I mean, if you're in the atmosphere of the Earth, inertia still exists. I mean, you wouldn't just not be affected by gravity and all that stuff. There wouldn't really be.
That was almost word salad. Yeah, that was a simple yes or no question.
I mean,
Just
I'm
use your
not-
brain, dude.
I'm
Don't
confused
say
what
what
you're
the
asking.
government wants you to say. Just okay. if I spin a basketball on my finger, right, in this
hmm
direction, and I try to put my other finger on top of it, is the friction going to cause it to stop? Right? Now think of that as the Earth spinning 1,000 miles an hour at the equator, and you land a plane on that. Well, the plane's not going to make the Earth stop. The Earth is going to tear the plane apart,
Okay,
like
yeah,
objectively.
we have wheels and shit for that. I mean, if it's going at a certain
Okay,
rate,
okay.
and
We have wheels, guys. We have wheels, guys. We're saved. We have wheels. I fucking can't, dude. Wheels of steel. Yeah, wheels of fucking something. What's up, bro?
How's it going, man?
What's up, man? Did you bring globe Earth evidence with you today?
Well, you mentioned the water finds its level, correct?
When it's in a
Now,
large body at rest? Absolutely, yes, sir, it does.
what happens if you take that same water bottle and tilt it? What the gravity is pulling down, so it's going to find a different
Wait,
level,
what are
right?
you talking about? What are you asking me, dude?
Okay.
This it's still seeking its level, bro. It actually isn't changing. It's only
So
changing in like altitude.
gravity. I don't know if my camera's working.
Oh, he's gonna show me gravity,
You,
guys.
so you tilt.
You're
uh,
just doing the same thing I did. You're just assuming that something is pulling it down. I can assure you there's probably a downward force
gravity
of some kind, but
pulls
all right, well,
in
wait,
different
hold on.
directions on the
What
globe,
is
right?
okay. All right. I don't know. You tell me. What's gravity, bro? What is it?
So what does level mean to you?
No point higher than another. What is gravity?
Gravity is the curvature of space-time. The I don't know how to turn my
How do
camera
we
off.
independently verify that? What experiment would you use to incorporate the bending and warping of space-time as an independent variable to prove that it's the cause for downward acceleration? How would you do that?
Well, how would you isolate
Don't
electrostatics?
answer my question with a question. That's the best you can do. You think that's funny? You think you're winning? You think you're winning, bro? Dude, you're shitting beds. You brought up bendy warpy space time. I need some evidence of that, bro. We have evidence that electrostatics has a bias towards the surface of the Earth. The atmosphere is positively charged. That's measurable. Up to 400,000 coulombs, the negative surface of the Earth. I forget what the extent is. It goes 100 volts per meter positively charged in the atmosphere. So that's
Well,
like
Dr.
verifiable.
Miller, or Milken, Dr. Milken? Yeah, Milken's oil drop experiment. He used gravity to measure the charge of an electron. He balanced he dropped the oil droplets in a vacuum and shot them with an electron beam and
He used the
balanced
bending and warping of space-time, or
the
did he use like big G or
the
little
oil
g? Because that would
droplets
be
stopped falling, and he used the
yeah. None of that
calculations
matters. Did he use the bending and warping of space-time, or did he
from
use big G and little g?
the
Because one of these answers is going to result in a category error.
oh well, I think that you're going for the answer. He used big G and little g.
I don't know. I'm asking you. I'm not familiar with this. So did he use? Dude, you can't just bring things up and not be able to explain them and then laugh when I ask you for more specific data. I want to verify your claim. I want to see that this is isolating the bending and warping of space-time as the independent variable. I want to know this for sure. I want to believe the Earth is in motion. Like you. I want to be like you, bro. With a rainbow flag and everything.
I don't think that it isolates the variable. I don't know if that's possible.
Oh, it's not possible. Then it's not science. Sorry, bud. Do you know what you can isolate and prove that it has an effect on mass? Electrostatics. You can rub a balloon on your head and stick it to a wall, brother. You think that's gravity? Do you think gravity is going to give you the electrostatic forces that hold the balloon to the wall? Do you think that's gravity, bro? 10 to the 36 times stronger than gravity even claims to be. That's what magnetism is. Do you have anything else maybe? You want to talk about curvature or motion?
How about the fact that there is 2 poles on the celestial sphere?
Where's the second
You,
one, and
you,
how did you verify the locations of these? What do you mean?
there's the Polaris and there's Sigma Octantis, and
Sigma Octantis doesn't serve as like a
the
static
all
star.
the
It
other
moves.
stars. Well, it moves a very tiny amount, but okay, so the
If you have an
pole
apparent change in
actually
rotation, you
is a little
can.
bit off from Sigma Octantis, but
I
um,
know, like, okay, first and foremost,
so
right?
all of the stars
No?
are rotating around what appears to be a
Hey,
sphere.
buddy, hey, look, like you lack originality, dude. I read your mind like 45 seconds ago. I know what you're gonna say. It's fine. First and foremost, this is a non sequitur. Even if there are physical stars, static stars, where there's a change in rotation in one location or another, that doesn't prove the Earth is curving. I don't know why people think it does. And that also could very easily be explained by just saying that you have an azimuthal grid of vision. You see things in a
Well, if you
dome-like
go on
fashion, bro.
different parts of the Earth and you look up and you're like, well, this part of the ceiling looks like it's a sphere and that part of the ceiling looks like it's a sphere, then why wouldn't the ground be a sphere?
Why would the ceiling look like it's a sphere? You have an azimuthal dome of vision. Everything can have like that turning effect. That's why you see crepuscular rays on one horizon, and sometimes you'll see anti-crepuscular rays on another, and it looks like the light is bending. This is why rainbows appear to bend, because you have a 360 dome of vision. I can explain that with simple geometry. Um,
I
but again,
maybe I'm just not getting it, but I would think that if I went down to Argentina and looked out at Sigma Octantis, that it would be like arcing in like the biggest circle, not behaving like a South Pole.
I'm pretty sure it's well off of the South Pole. Like it's not even like proportionate to where the South Pole would be. And I'm pretty sure it does move. I'm almost positive it does move, but I could be wrong about that. Again, looking at the sky doesn't verify that the Earth is curving. What you're doing is begging the question. And I've given you logical explanations as for why this phenomena could take place, and you're just kind of misunderstanding them or not acknowledging that. So you're not even here in good faith anymore. Um, Evidence that the surface of the Earth is curving for 500, Alex. You got it, bro. Go ahead.
So how about the shapes of the continents? You would agree that projecting
Okay.
mass
This guy ran out of topics. Wheels and the shapes of continents. We're off to a great start tonight, guys. I'm surprised nobody's asked me about the rocket launch. Like I'm sincerely surprised about that. Thought that was going to be the only question I would get tonight, truthfully. But hey, appreciate you guys. What about the rocket launch? What about the rocket lodge? Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, I swear I was only gonna get. I actually was hesitant to even go live tonight because I was pretty sure. But after I watched the thing live on BBC on TikTok, BBC's TikTok account, I suppose, and I wasn't fucking convinced. But the problem is I know that other people will be convinced by it because they're looking for something that confirms their bias. They're not actually looking at anything from like an intellectual critical thinking standpoint. They're just looking at stuff that will hopefully confirm their bias. They're like, oh, we launch rockets, therefore the Earth must be orbiting the sun at 67,000 miles an hour, right? Because those two things are so directly proportional to one another. But anyway, flat non-rotating Earth, that is true. NASA has that in quite a few of their documents. $8 a gallon for gas, and they just spend bazillion to put a fake rocket into space. Fuck it, dude. Maybe that's why you're paying $8 a gallon for gas. You ever think about that? Maybe they're wasting your tax dollars and lying to you, and we should make people more aware of this. Maybe that's what I'm trying to do. Maybe you're answering your own questions. I don't know. Oh, maybe you're on my side. Maybe I misunderstood. Sorry, sometimes it's hard to tell, guys. I apologize. Uh, have I seen? I have seen you pass through. $8 for gas. Well, I think that's a bit of an exaggeration, but he's not too far off, man. It's $4 where I'm at. It's like, well, it just dropped below $4 recently. It was over $4 for probably the better part of a week or more, but recently it got down to like 370, 380, which is still terrible. I don't think gas prices are going to go back down after this. I'm pretty sure gas prices are going to stay that high for the foreseeable future. Like this is going to be the new normal. They did it with $2 gas prices. They did it with $3 gas prices. Now they're going to do it with $4 gas prices. You guys see the motive here? Like they want to create a new normal, make you force you basically to become comfortable with this to the point where you just, I mean, you don't really have a choice. What are you going to do? So anyway, I'm out of guess. Artemis, no, I didn't say it was fake, bro. I just said it doesn't look very good. You guys can ask questions on panel if you have testicles. Or even if you don't. I mean, some of the women are braver than the men that come in and troll my comments. I think that's funny. I think that's actually hilarious. Moon is a sphere. Well, that's begging the question. Can't just do that. You can't be logically unsound, bro. You gotta be logically sound. You gotta be critically analytical. This is important, dude. This is our future, man. They're teaching this shit in schools. You don't think it's important that we verify what our children are being taught, or do you just not care? No? Just doesn't bother you if we lie to kids? Fuck it. Opposition only? Yeah. Give me one solid piece. I don't have to prove that that was fake. I actually believe that they did launch a rocket up. I just disagree on the place of destination. You realize that like launching a rocket in and of itself is not evidence of Earth shape. Did you guys know that you use real inertial reference frames before you launch a rocket, meaning that you assume a non-rotating, non-accelerating coordinate system attached to the Earth? In simple terms, this means that you assume the Earth is stationary before you launch a rocket, or a satellite, for that matter. Just throwing it out there, food for thought. So if you guys believe that we are launching rockets, you have to believe that the Earth is stationary. And that's not good for your model, considering we need it to be spinning if it's going to be orbiting the sun. Otherwise, we wouldn't have 24-hour days. We wouldn't have seasons, so we wouldn't have any of that stuff. All the stuff that you guys ask me to provide evidence of just falls apart if the Earth is proven to be stationary. Might as well just make it flat at that point. They did not believe me? What's up, Sean? I was thinking about you, actually, today. I was like, man, I haven't seen Sean in a while. And here you are. Welcome to the live, bro. Thank you for coming. Destination Ocean. Yeah, likely. 0 photos of the astronauts. Yeah, that's actually true. I did screen record. I mean, if you guys saw it, you saw what I saw. Or probably a variation of what I saw. And I thought I saw a lot of camera cuts. You guys ever watch WWE? I watched WWE up until the point where I was like maybe 13 or so. And every time they would throw a punch, they would change to a different camera angle that didn't have as good of an angle of the punch, so that you couldn't really see that people were pulling their punches and they weren't really connecting half the time. It sells the illusion, right? And I compare this rocket launch to that. Like I said earlier to the one guy, I just want them to put a camera on the side of a rocket, launch it up, and just film the whole thing from start to finish. But they don't do that. They chop it up and give it to you in segments, and then they cut to the crowd, and then it's just too much. And some of the shit that they showed was like objectively cartoons. Like whatever the fuck this shit is, bro. Or whatever that is, right? Like this shit's objectively a cartoon. And if you believe this is real, you're not built for this, okay? That's all I'm saying. So did they go to the moon or what? I guess they're going around the moon, allegedly, right? Allegedly. They're gonna go around the moon and then come back. And I guess like Artemis 3 or 4 or 10 or whatever is supposed to be the one that takes us to the moon, but we'll see. I think they're just gonna keep delaying it, you know. Surprised they actually launched a rocket though. I mean, not too surprised, but I know I was more worried about Glober's like just constantly bringing it up and that being their only talking point, even though it objectively proves nothing. What's up, James?
Hey, what's up? I haven't listened to your full argument. I just have one question. Do you
I usually begin the conversation with trying to get you guys to at least try to provide evidence that the Earth is a sphere first. It kind of just shows me where you are intellectually, if you don't mind.
no, I just have one question. So do you think
So
space
you
is
don't.
do you think
So you
space
don't
is
want
real?
to. So you don't want to like do that. You don't want to defend your religion on a fake account. You don't want to do that.
I'm not talking religion. My question was today.
No, you don't want to defend your belief system that you have no evidence of. You don't want to even try.
Well,
That's
so
not good, bro.
yo,
You can
you can
you're
listen.
gonna get dropped, bro.
You
I don't
can.
need to listen to you. I didn't.
SpaceX is IPOing. They said,
Hey, shh. You're making this really fucking weird, dude. Evidence that the Earth is a sphere. You can do it. You're fine. Nobody's gonna hurt you.
SpaceX is IPOing at $2 trillion.
Yeah, money. My evidence that the Earth is a sphere is that we spend money on it. Brilliant. Come on, guys. You guys are weak sauce, man. You can't with his voice. Yeah, that was somebody on a fake account. I wouldn't be surprised if he was making that voice on purpose. I wouldn't be surprised. I misspoke there, but it wouldn't be surprising if he was using a fake voice or something. I don't know. Like these people think I'm gonna recognize them. Like, dude, even the people I have blocked, I don't recognize most of them. They come back. The smoker's voice. Yeah, it is what it is, man.
Hello?
2 packs a day. Yeah.
Hello?
Hi, dude. Do you have evidence that the Earth is a sphere?
Can I say something without getting kicked?
Well, no. I want to hear what you have to say in
I do
defense of
believe
heliocentrism.
I do believe the Earth is flat, but they launched that
Aw.
rocket today. I wonder how they're gonna fake that and make it seem like
Wait,
they landed it.
why do you think they're not landing on the moon this time? They're not. It's not even what they're claiming. Why are you a flat earther?
Well, for biblical reasons and stuff like that. You know,
I mean,
that
that's fair.
for that, you know, that reason there, you know, just
Okay. I mean, I just got to make sure you're not trolling me. Believe it or
no,
not, people
I'm
come up
definitely
here
not
and
trolling. I came
yeah,
out of
people
that.
pretend to be
I
flat
came out of that
earthers.
circle a long time ago after so many things didn't make sense.
I agree with that. Yeah, no, they're not. The rocket that they launched today, you can literally just Google it. Like, is Artemis 2 landing on the moon? It literally tells you that it's not. It's just going up. They're supposed to be. The claim is that they're going to orbit around the moon and then come back, which I think is a waste of tax dollars if I've ever seen one. But hey, people love it.
so
So
they
yeah, that's all
actually
you got to
got
worry about.
through the Van Allen belt.
That's they'd have to claim that, I guess, but not with humans. Or I guess there was humans on this one, but I didn't really see any boarding the thing when I watched the footage. I don't know, man. I want to try to move on to the opposition though, if you don't mind. But yeah,
Okay, I got you.
they're not actually landing on the moon.
Okay, all
They're
right,
not. That's not what they're claiming.
all right, keep it up, man.
You too, bro. No proof of curve or motion. Not a thing. Tom, I don't want to talk to you, Tom. I'm not gonna lie, Tom. I'm not. No, you're gonna bring up the rocket launch. Tom's the type. Tom's gonna come up here and ask me about the stupid rocket. Guaranteed. What's up, Kivo or Kevo?
Cavo, what's up, buddy?
What's up, bro? Do you have evidence that the Earth is a ball?
Evidence? Like, what do you like on paper or something? Like, what do you what are you looking for, bro?
Something to verify. I mean, you believe the Earth is a sphere, correct?
I do.
Oh, so why would you say evidence with an exclamation point and a question mark after I ask you for it?
Well, because every time I join one of these, dude, they're always like, "What's your best evidence?" But I always ask them, and I'll ask you the same question: What evidence could I provide you that would change your mind, and I'll provide you that information.
Measurement of a geometric horizon, proof that the Earth is in motion, or isolation of gravity as the cause for downward acceleration. I would accept any of those three, but I mean, I just want to gauge where you are intellectually and see what you provide as evidence, so that maybe we could talk about that. But I mean, it's up to you, like however you want to
I
do it, bro.
mean,
I just like to see what you would even like. Just throw me a pitch, right? Like softball, you know.
okay. So, I mean, I'm just basic things that you can observe with your eye, right? Like that's pretty straightforward. I think everybody can do that.
Like
So you
what?
can see further the higher
What do
you
we
go up.
observe? You see further the
Anything.
higher you go up. Yeah, no shit,
Yeah.
dude. If you climb your house, you'll see farther. Duh. If you lay on your belly and then you stand up, you also see farther. Doesn't mean that the floor is curving, bro.
Okay, then
You
let's use a specific example, I guess. What is it? The Burj Khalifa, right? Are you familiar with
yeah,
Ramadan? How that works?
that would still happen even if the Earth was not curving. That's my argument. You increase the angle
Well,
of this incident, it changes the angle that the light takes to your eye. You'd see it again if you increased your altitude.
where
Not
like
indefinitely, but within reason.
what do you mean within reason? What would be within
Well,
reason?
you can't see forever, of course.
Right.
Light does not travel forever, but within reason, yeah, you climb the Burj Khalifa and you have a friend at the bottom, you'll see the sunset at two different times. Not much farther apart.
No.
It's only a
It's
couple
pretty
minutes or
quick.
something, but yeah, it's only a couple minutes. Because
But
I've
what
had
was
people
your
tell me you can
explanation
go
for
in there and
that?
like get in. Because, like I said, if you lay on your belly and then you stand up, you see I'm seeing more of my keyboard and all I'm doing is bringing my camera up. It's literally the
hmm
exact same thing. It's literally is my keyboard curving, do you think? I know they make those, but mine's, I promise you mine's not. It's not CGI either. This is well documented laws of light, physics of light rather. It's just you increase the angle of incident, it changes the angle that the light takes to your eye. It's,
Interesting.
it would
I don't know,
happen. It
man.
would happen
Maybe I just
regardless of
can't.
shape.
Maybe I just can't wrap my head around that. Maybe that's just a block on my side, but it just makes more sense that like you would see it set at a different time because it's curved, because it's going over the horizon. That makes so
It
much
would
more sense
work.
than
I
increasing.
would give you that it would. I would give you that it would work on both models. Yeah, but when you're looking for evidence, you got to look for something that's exclusive to one or the other.
Okay. Well, I mean, I guess then I would just point to the one that y'all just say is fake, which is, I mean, the 24-hour sun. That kind of demolishes your flat earth theory, right?
Not necessarily. No, not when it's been modeled out on a small scale. I personally don't believe the footage that we were shown because there's too many flaws with that. But
What do you mean, balls?
it has been flaws. I said, but it
Oh,
has been
flaws,
modeled
sorry.
on a small. It has been modeled on a small scale. I mean, I've never seen the sun turn into an oval either. And I know if I was in Antarctica, I likely wouldn't take my shirt off. Like that'd be a little weird. Yet there was several of those people that took their shirts off for a picture at the end of it. I think that's a little
It's actually fairly warm
strange,
there.
but
Did you look at the temperature on the day at their location that they provided?
I know
Like
that
they
they tried to get a guy to show us his breath. He was trying to show us his breath because it was so cold, and he said he needed gloves because it was so cold. But then, not much longer after that, he was standing there with his shirt off. So, I mean, did it change by like 100 degrees Fahrenheit? Maybe not even that much, like 60, I'll give you, within just a few hours, even though the sun was supposed to be above them the entire time. I think
I
that's
mean,
I think that's
or
a little
maybe they were doing.
far-fetched.
They also could have just been doing something that was, I don't know, maybe they were moving around or moving stuff and they got hot and they took their shirt off, dude. I don't know. Like, it's either something simple, right? Or it's a complete conspiracy and everything is fake. See, that's the thing I have a hard time with, right? Is like, let's think about just for a second, how many people would have
Dude, you
to be
think
in
I
on this?
haven't? Not very many.
Not very many people would need to be in on
there's
this.
not less than 500 people have even been to space allegedly, so that's chalks that whole group. Not every pilot, not every NASA employee, not every scientist or astrophysicist or astronomer, or not everybody has to be in on it, bro. You believe the Earth is a sphere, right? So if you were to become an astronomer today, you would just do astronomy under the assumption that the Earth was a sphere,
No,
because you
hold
can
on,
develop a
hold on,
kinematic.
hold on. This is what y'all do. That you say something wild like that. Do astronomy and just kind of like accept
I
astronomy
didn't
the
tell
way it
you
is. No,
to. I did.
no,
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 I
no.
didn't
What
tell
I'm
you to.
saying is like when
You're
these people like
misrepresenting my argument because you misunderstand it. You're misrepresenting my argument because you misunderstand it, bro.
Well,
I'm saying
say
you
what you
could
just said then.
theoretically, yeah, you could theoretically, because you believe the Earth is a sphere today,
Uh-huh.
right? So you could theoretically become an astronomer or a scientist or any. You could work for NASA tomorrow, and you would just walk in the door believing that the Earth was a sphere, and you would never question it because they'd have you probably doing data on a computer or something. You wouldn't even get into a field where you would have to worry about Earth's shape, so it wouldn't matter. Like most people just believe it's a sphere. That's my argument. Like you believe the Earth is a sphere, you get a job where you think that the Earth being a sphere matters. It actually doesn't, because you can develop a kinematic equivalence for an azimuth or a geocentric Earth or a heliocentric one. It really doesn't matter. So you just operate under the impression that the Earth is a sphere. It doesn't mean that you're lying. You just still believe it's a sphere, bro.
Okay, but
So not
don't
everybody
all
has
these
to be in on it.
well, no, but don't all these people that use the Earth's curvature in their like
Who
like
uses curvature
engineers,
of Earth and when? No, who
dude,
uses curvature
engineers
of Earth
use
and
the
when?
curvature of Earth. Snipers use the
When?
curvature of Earth.
No,
Like
wait,
anybody
whoa,
that
whoa,
shoots
whoa,
long
when?
distance uses the curvature of Earth.
No, they don't, objectively.
Yes, they do,
Dude,
bro.
it's actually really funny because I had a guy recently make a similar argument to that, and he gave me this 650 pages, probably in my search history. He gave me a 650 page document on artillery, which is way more powerful than a sniper, right? And he was trying to show me how they compensate for Coriolis. I typed Control F, hit search on Coriolis, curvature, rotation only came up like 2 or 3 times, and all of those times it was talking about the bullet itself. Like they don't adjust for any of these things objectively. Like you adjust for bullet drop and you adjust for barrel spin or barrel drift, you adjust for wind, but you don't adjust for Coriolis. You don't adjust for curvature. Engineers don't adjust for curvature. I actually make that argument a lot. He's trying to find some evidence. Just realized he's not even paying attention. Have a nice day, bro. Come back when you have. I love how people like don't want to defend their religion until it's really in question. When I first bring you up and I ask you for evidence, it's like, oh, I don't know, I don't really have anything, and then we really start to like break bread a little bit, and all of a sudden you're just like, wait, it has to be doing this though, and it has to be. No, dude. Like you can't switch up like that, bro. What are you doing? 100% right. Thank you. You do depending on the direction of the shot? No. That would probably, but what you're referring to is more than likely ether drift. And I think there's people in the community. I know Newton can explain that better than I can. And I know. I have to work on my ether arguments. I know. But they don't come up very often. And I'll be honest, I'm not entirely sure where the best place to go for that type of information is. I know like Quantum Eraser makes some pretty good content. I have to sit down and watch some of his stuff, or even maybe like Shane St. Pierre or somebody. But anyway, really do anything over 1,000 yards? That's ridiculous because the claim is that it's anything over a mile. It's not anything over 1,000 yards, bro. If you had to compensate for Coriolis at anything over 1,000 yards, we would have to live our lives a lot differently than we currently do, bro. It's all right, man. The Earth's not in motion. It's fine. Interferometry couldn't prove it. Why the fuck would bullets be able to do it? It's crazy, man. 1,000 yards is nutty. I guess maybe Neil deGrasse Tyson wasn't wrong. Maybe that football really did get affected by the Earth's motion. Dude, do you guys... I want to try to find it, but I saw a clip of Neil deGrasse Tyson saying that he was watching the Eagles play, and you know how they set up at the line of scrimmage and they all have their feet planted, right? And right before they break, they press off of the earth, right? They push off the earth with their feet. And he was saying that every time they do that, they affect the earth's rotation. I shit you not, dude. I have to find it here somewhere, bro. If I can find it, I will show you guys. It's I don't even know if it's on this account though. It would probably be in my saved videos, and it would probably be like fucking, I don't know, several videos back. But I know I sent it to a friend of mine, but I sent it to them via Telegram. So he said exactly that. Some of you guys have seen it then. Yeah. 6 followers. This guy has 6 followers. I'm about to get trolled. But if I can find it, I'll play it for you guys. What's up, James? Or I'm sorry, I don't know why I thought your name was James. What is up, dude? Do you have evidence that the Earth is curving?
Hey, yeah, so I got a question. So the Earth is
That's
flat.
that's not that's not
What?
going to prove curvature or motion. You got to answer my question, brother,
Well,
please.
I'm just trying to lay out some groundwork, man. If you don't want to talk, you don't want to talk. I can just leave. Would you prefer that, or
Yeah, I would prefer that. I am looking for a video anyway. I'd much prefer that. Thanks, bud. Glad we see eye to eye on the same issue. Um, you're replaceable essentially. Like I don't need you, brother. He's trying to lay out the groundwork on my live. Okay. That's
Yo, it's
adorable.
cracking. Can you hear me?
What is cracking? I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out too, man.
All right, what kind of evidence will you accept?
Proof that the Earth is in motion, curving, or proof that gravity is the cause for what we call downward acceleration.
I'm sorry. So, do you want the proof that say we all can see for ourselves every day, or do you need some of this
You can
complicated,
whatever you
jargony
think.
math to try to prove that I work in some scientific field?
No, dude, just give me some
All
evidence,
right,
bro. It's
all right,
it's not that deep.
okay, oh, okay, because I listened
Yeah, you're hard to hear. It sounds like you're experiencing the motion of the Earth yourself, dude.
to the first proof. You see it every day.
What do we see?
You see it every day. The sun rises in the east and sets and makes an
You're
arc
right.
over your head every day,
Uh-huh.
right?
Yeah. Yeah, so the sun
Can we
moves.
agree with that? So
Yeah, the sun
one or two
moves.
things are happening now. Let's reason this out. One or two things are
Okay.
happening. Either
Uh-huh.
what we're standing on is spinning, or
What?
the sun
What?
is rotating around the
Oh.
flat Earth. So
Yeah,
which
that
one
makes
is
more
it?
sense. The
It's one or
latter,
the
the
other.
last one.
It's one or
Okay,
the other.
are you like,
Okay.
am I audible on your end at all? Like, are you hearing anything I'm saying?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I prefer the
Yeah, I can
last
hear you.
one where because like the motion of the Earth's never been proven and it's definitely not felt or measured in any way. So yeah, I think the sun just moves. Yeah, I think that's
The
how
sun
I
does.
work like
The
mentally.
sun does move. The sun does move. That's
Oh, now it moves.
that's a whole
You
nother
know what?
conversation.
It's a whole different conversation now for some reason, even though it was the entirety of the discussion up to this point. Um, Fix your internet and get out of the tornado. Maybe come back when you get back to your crib. I don't know what you're doing right now. I'm looking for. Oh, I found it, guys! I found it. You know what? I'll just keep my mouse over it, and we'll show it in a bit because I have one other guest. So, but I did find it. Anyway,
Hello.
what's up, bro? Do you have
Hey.
evidence that the Earth's a curving
Uh,
waterfall?
so not really, but I was wondering if I could contribute to the conversation just a little bit, share some thoughts.
No, I really am just looking for opposition and people that believe the Earth's orbiting the sun, brother.
Oh, okay. I was gonna agree with you, but I understand if you're looking for opposition.
Yeah, opposition only, bro. Take care, man.
You too.
Peace. Okay. So, I found. Sorry, I don't know why it's slow. I know my laptop's muted.
Right? It slightly changes the rotation of the Earth.
Shut the fuck up, bro.
In fact, if you run the math on this,
yeah?
every time the eagle runs this play, it slightly changes the rotation of the Earth.
Tell me more. Tell me more. Are you kidding me?
I'm just telling you.
See, he can't even say it with a straight face, bro.
Tell me more. Don't leave it at
Okay,
that.
okay.
They're changing the
One,
Earth.
one of Newton's laws
Yes.
is for every action there's an equal and opposite
Reaction.
You cannot just propel yourself forward
Right.
unless something comes out the other side. That's why rockets, there's always rocket exhaust
Yes.
coming out the other side.
Yes.
Because then the rocket goes this way, the exhaust goes this way, the rocket goes that way. As they're digging into the Earth, Earth is responding to them by having its rotation rate changed because they're bracing themselves against the rotating Earth. We don't think about it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't think about it that way because we don't have autism, dude. Oh my god. He literally like I have so many questions. Like, what if they're running a play north to south? Does it still affect Earth motion? Or like facing? What if they push off of it in an eastward direction or a westward direction, whichever, right? Like, there's so many there's so many problems with just this one line of thought, right? Like, I understand football players are like, okay, so my counter argument to this, right? Because I've been to Los Angeles, okay? If you guys have ever been to Los Angeles, you'd know that it is bumper to bumper 6 lane traffic for miles. And I'm not exaggerating. Like 5, 6 lanes, bumper to bumper. How many tons is a vehicle? Think about that, right? How many tons of weight is in one location? Okay, 4 tires per car, roughly. Some have more, like semis and shit, but whatever. How many? And when all of the cars accelerate, is that affecting the Earth motion too, or is it only football players on football fields? That's my counter to this, right? Like, where does this line of logic take us? Or when you have an Olympic race, like you have a bunch of people, like I don't know, 100 people running a marathon, right? In one straight line. Let's assume it's in a straight line. And you have a bunch of people running a marathon for 26 miles, just foot by foot by foot by foot by foot. And it's all like pushing against the motion of the earth. Dude, shut the fuck up. Like, this is how, when you compare it to other things, even in the comparison that he's giving, it's just so logically unsound. I'll save this here. I might play it again before we end the live, in case anybody missed it. But I think that's just utterly I think it's so fucking silly. Look, this guy's statements are hilarious. He expects us to believe it, except that guy spelled expect wrong. But whatever. You see a lot of flat earthers commenting on this shit. Funny. What's up, bro? Luke, you good, man? Okay. Even ants push against the earth? Dude, they can lift, what is it, 100 times their body weight? So, I think it's 100 times their body weight, which they don't weigh much. And that is the claim, I don't know. This one comment says, did he say that shit out loud? Bro, this community, like the better parts of this community are fucking awesome. I love the free thinking people. It's so funny. Okay. That guy that I came up here that guy that I brought up here that sounded like he was falling from an airplane, his name has Windy in his name. I just realized that because he just requested back. His name is literally Windy something. Yo, JK, I think you're a flat earther, bro. Or maybe you're not, but I see you. Oh, wait, no, I'm lying. You can request up here, dude. I had you confused with somebody else. I apologize, brother. But you do have 7 followers and you're only following 4 people. So you have like literally 6 seconds to form a concise argument before I block you. What's it gonna be, bro?
Hey, brother, how are you?
What's up, man? Do you have evidence that the
Good,
earth is
man.
curving or
Mate,
moving?
sorry, I just missed what you said. What did you say?
Do you have evidence that the earth is curving or moving?
Yeah, so I've come up to a couple of these, and thanks for letting me up, because a lot of times when people see no followers, they just call me a troll, but it's just a new account, and I like chatting about this stuff. But the video of the Kiptogiritis rocket launch, the one that went up quite a height, I think that's a really good one, because you can see the curve of the Earth. The lens that he uses on his rocket is a rectilinear lens, and you can see curvature when it's in the middle of the frame, above center of frame, and below center of frame, and it's always curved. So that's the one that I'd love to hear your thoughts on.
I don't know. I don't really look at videos to prove that the earth is moving. I look into more like engineering, infrastructure,
Oh no,
that kind of thing.
that's more for like curve of the Earth. When you said evidence of curve of the Earth, I think that's a good one to see the curve of the Earth.
Yeah, engineering would prove curvature of Earth too. We'd have to factor that in.
Yeah, sure. Yep. Did you want to look at the video?
If you have
or you
it.
don't like video? Well, I've got it. I've got some screenshots. I don't even know if I can share them though.
What is it?
Kip. So K-I-P. And then you spell his last name is D-A-U-G, Girdas, Girdas.
Is it this?
Let's see.
Is it that?
Yes, that's it. Well, that's a really good one. It obviously goes up and it's spinning, and then when
See
it
how
stops
this
spinning.
flash's purple? That means that I've looked at it before.
Mm-hmm.
I don't recall doing that. Oh, I do remember this. This was who brought this up the other day? Hold on, I gotta turn the volume down. Somebody brought this up the other day, and me and Caleb were laughing our asses off at it.
Why?
It might have been a different, because I think we had to search it up a different way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this doesn't show anything.
Yeah, there's a really good one, and obviously when it stops spinning, and the parachute deploys or whatever, right at the top when it stops. If you slow it down and you wait for it to get the horizon to get middle of frame, a little bit below center frame and above center frame, that the curve sort of stays in the correct direction.
Was it Murray? Yeah, it was Murray. Happy New Year. Yeah, thanks guys. Let's see. Just do this 10 seconds at a time. Whoops, sorry. I didn't. Oh, that looks pretty flat.
Speed going up. But obviously it's really slight. It's not going to be a huge curve. And there's going to be, I think there's some distortions like right at the edges, but when it's sort of through the middle of the frame is, so there you can see it. And then if it's sort of at the top of, I'll let you know, so there, and then when it's up there, if you look at it from the side, I'm looking on my phone here, you see a slight curve.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Pretty cool.
This was
pretty cool, huh?
I mean, that's not exactly the greatest evidence I've ever seen, bro. Not gonna lie. How many views does this have? 106k likes, 6.4 million views. Yeah. Yeah, no. You don't find objective truth from videos with views like this, bro. You just don't.
Why is that? What do you mean?
Because the truth is censored, bro. You didn't know that? They wouldn't let you get that many views if this was telling you the truth. It is what it is, bro. If you want to believe it, that's fine. I'm gonna keep looking into like the natural fluid mechanics of water and infrastructure and things of that nature, things that I can verify independently without having to like just trust this guy's camera lens that he said that he used, even though he could have been using anything.
There's another one, FTFE. I'm sure you know him. He talks
Oh, yeah, we know who that guy is. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. You have a nice day, bud. Doesn't surprise me that you only have 7 followers, or however many it was. Gonna go ahead and just do this. No. Even on a flat plane, you see in a circle. That's objectively true, yeah. But I don't know. He's a troll from Twitter. That makes sense. Sorry, guys. We almost had it. We almost had evidence. It was 7 followers. Yeah. One picture, his curve was small. And yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Hey, man. That's why I don't trust videos. You guys don't see me up here putting a lot of videos on. Because I could go to weather balloons and be like, look, it's flat, right? But I don't do that. I don't really use videos as evidence because it's just the world we live in, dude. You just can't trust anything you see in video format, unfortunately. I wish we lived in a world where we could, but we cannot. Anyway, guess that's it, guys. You rejected his first request. I rejected him quite a few times because I had him confused with RK in the comments right above you. I thought it was him requesting up, or her. I don't know if you're a guy or a girl. I'm sorry. But I thought it was them requesting up, and I'm like, oh no, they're a flat earther. So I kept denying it. But he was persistent. He really wanted me to look at this video for some reason. I don't know. One video doesn't really debunk countless others. Not to mention that, like all of infrastructure, all of aviation. It just your video is just a flash in the pan, right? Like you have so many like microwaves. You have to explain to me how LoRaWAN travels 830 miles line of sight over a curving surface. Like you have to explain a lot of stuff to me, bro, before I even begin to entertain a video. Only 7, bye-bye. Yeah, normally I would. And he even said it himself. He was like, yeah, normally people don't give me, it's a new account. I hear that too often, bro. It's kind of like a recycled excuse when you don't really know. Oh, Tom? Yeah, I don't really want to talk to Tom anymore, man. I'm not gonna lie. Tom and I don't, I mean, Tom's like good for a laugh, truthfully. Like he's actually half decent to have up here, just kind of get like some laughs out. Outside of that, though, no, I didn't do the North Star Triangle. Did you measure the curvature of the Earth like I told you to do? You can't get a measurement of something that's in an apparent location, bro. We had this discussion. But you can measure the surface of the Earth. The surface isn't in an apparent location. That shit's physical as you. How much money do I need to be convinced the Earth is a ball? Why are you asking me that question? Only you know the answer to that. If you can be bought into believing the Earth is a sphere, then I don't know if you're really here for this, bro. Truthfully. Guarantee he didn't find curve? Probably not. Probably not. We should just just take an apparent location of a star, assume that it's a physical location, and then do trig, right? Use the Pythagorean method. It's just such a begging the question fallacy, bro. Can we talk about the launch today? It's funny because I did screen record it, but I don't have it on my laptop. I bet you if I just Google launch today, it'll be like the first thing that comes up. Oh wow, and maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. Launch, is it Artemis 2? That's the one that went today. Okay, NBC News. Wow, it's still live? No, of course not. I don't really want to watch it here. That's too small. There's got to be something. Artemis 2 countdown and launch full liftoff video. That's what we're looking for. That's what we came here for. I knew it was going to come up. Trump spoke also? Wow. That doesn't surprise me. This is where they'll never launch a rocket. Flat earthers know this. They'll never launch a rocket perfectly straight up. They'll always claim that it has to. Yep, right as my finger made the motion. They always claim that it has to go around the curvature of the Earth. Yeah, this is, in my opinion, because it can't go straight up. There's a firmament above you. And they usually go in the direction of the ocean. I'd have to look at what direction this one went. But they typically, this launched from Cape Canaveral, which is, I believe, in Florida. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Usually they launch from the East Coast. And they travel towards, that's either the Atlantic or the Pacific. My chat knows that my geography is not my strength. But yeah, they launch towards the Atlantic, thank you. And it goes over the ocean and then we never see it again. So, I mean, we'll see it in fucking a week or two when they come back. But honestly, that'll just be a video of a bunch of people getting out of a pod in the ocean. Which is the same thing they always show. But it goes like this. And then it even starts to look like it's curving down. That's just perspective, though, I bet. Like, truthfully. I remember this. I remember this. I remember this, and I wanted to make a notion of this. Look, okay? So here you have the rocket, okay? And then they cut to the crowd for a second. Okay? And And then all of a sudden the boosters are off and the rocket's over here. Why didn't you show us the detachment of the boosters? Right? Like here it is, okay? And then you cut to the crowd. Awfully convenient that it was all at the same time that the boosters came off. Didn't the rocket have a camera on it? Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. I want to see you put a rocket or a camera on a rocket right here and launch it up and just have us have this one uncut camera angle of a rocket just going straight up, looking down at Earth, right? Just going, right? But they don't do that. You just got here? No, that's fine. But I want to really make sure people notice this because this is what they do, right? They cut, okay? There's going to be a cut. Yep, they cut to the crowd using a different, now they're not even looking at the rocket. Got to get the crowd for some reason, as if any of this fucking matters. But then all of a sudden the boosters are off. Like, why not show us the detachment of the boosters? And I think that's just really interesting that they wouldn't do that. And then basically, this is where humans probably wouldn't even be able to see it with the naked eye anymore. And once it leaves your line of sight, you don't know where it's going. And then they just cut to this. You know, this is what I'm saying. If you have this rocket, or I'm sorry, this camera on this rocket the whole time, then use this camera the entire time, right? Show it leaving Earth, getting to this point. Don't just cut to this and then show us this shit. Like, if you're fooled by this, I'm sorry, but this is flimsy, man. Seriously. You know? And there's a bunch of other shit in here that, like, I don't know what this is or why it looks like that. He just said they hit the Kármán line. I think that's 62 miles, which is awfully quick. 4 minutes to hit the Kármán line, 62 miles. I mean, I guess that's possible, but flimsy, yeah, it is. And I don't know what this is. It could just be, I don't know, it could be anything. I really don't know what that is. There was other parts that I wanted to mention too. They don't show any footage of the astronauts inside of it, which I think is important. Why not? Because if you were flying that fast, the G-forces would probably cause you to pass out. Okay, but if you listen to this, and I'm probably talking over it, but if you want to go back and rewatch this, you can hear the astronauts like communicating with these people in what would essentially be real time. They claim there's a delay, but they're communicating with them in real time, right? A few seconds delay in either direction. You would pass the fuck out, okay? You would not be conscious enough to have a full conversation. Do you guys understand what I mean? Like, the G-forces of traveling that fast, I forget the speeds that they said they were going, but it's just absolutely absurd. If a human being was on that, you would not be able to, like, function, let alone have conversations, you know? And then they cut to this, which is objectively a cartoon. Like, that's a fucking cartoon, bro. Look at it. That's a cartoon, bro. Like, there's no argument. That is literally CGI, cartoon animation. It even says, it says, they covered it up, but it says visualization. I don't know if I can get to a point where that's not covered up. Okay. I have screenshots. What am I doing? Hold on. I took screenshots just to show this specifically. Hold on. Go away. Here, visualization. Right here in the top left. Visualization. The thing's covering it up. But if you guys can see it, it's just, this is, oh my gosh, I am so bad at TikTok. It literally, they have this, and then they tell you in the top left of the image that it's a visualization. And then they had this image as well. Same thing. They tell you it's just a visualization. And this one's an even worse cartoon than the other one. So pick your poison, you know. They have to admit to you that what they're showing you is a cartoon. But I don't think there was any other like notable parts. I know like towards the end, we're getting an ad. I'm pretty sure that's the gist of it. That's the entire launch, at least what humans would be able to observe. It's the Luciferian way? April Fools. You saw a big flash at one point? I didn't catch that. But I mean, I watched the whole thing. I screen recorded it just in case they said something, or you always want to try to like record these people when they're doing stuff. You can usually catch them. The one guy mentioned something about 33 seconds, which if you guys know anything about 33, there's a correlation there between that and Freemasonry. And you'll hear that number a lot when they do stuff like this. But yeah, he did say something about like 33 seconds. But I didn't exactly catch what that was in reference to, or I'm pretty sure he just needed to say the number 33 for some reason. All the astronauts are Freemasons. Yeah, there's a high probability, yeah. At least all the recent ones, or the more famous ones, like Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, Edward Collins, or Edward Collins, I guess. What's up, Sean? That's pretty much it. I mean, I recommend watch that stuff as many times as you need to. If that proves to you that it's going to the moon, I don't know what to tell you. Because it's, Buzz said we didn't go. Yeah, he did. Isn't there only like 40? Okay, so it depends on what your, how specific you want to be. There's I think there's roughly 500 in total, like in the history. There's allegedly like 25 that have been to moon, and then there's like different intervals in between those numbers, like higher or low Earth orbit. There's ones that like high Earth orbit, or some that have been to the ISS, some that haven't, but the general number is roughly around 500 in total, which is interesting because like people always ask like, oh, you think all these people will have to be in on it? And it's like, well, I think 500 people could tell a lie when there's not that many. Like the people on the ground that are just like filling your rocket up with fuel, you think they need to be in on it? No, they probably think they're doing a great job, right? So currently, I don't know. Let's find out. Any astronauts? I hate typing with one hand. 37 active astronauts. Dude, you hit the nail on the head almost. Good job. As of March 2026, the NASA Astronaut Corps has 37. Generally, there are usually 7 crew members living on board the International Space Station. Currently, there are 10 people in space across the ISS and other missions. What are the other missions? Do we have other floating houses? Wow, there's literally a website called Who's in Space. Oh wow, I was wrong. Hold on. As of February 2026, a total of 791 humans have flown into space. And there's a website here that documents all of it, I guess. Look at these heroes. Wow, it even has their time in space. 329 days, 4 hours. Poor guy. He just went up there long enough to like get used to it, and then they brought him back down. All these other ones are up there for multiple days. I don't recognize any of these people. You would think that these people would be recognizable, right? Like these are supposed to be like important people. This is what all the kids want to be, right? Every kid wants to be an astronaut. Dude, if I started naming these people, you wouldn't know. Jessica Meyer, Jack Hathaway, Sophie Adenaught, Audrey, Andrei, that's a Russian last name, it looks like. I can't pronounce that. That's a Russian name. Those are all Russians. I'm not even gonna, Russian is a crazy language. Reed Weissman, oh my gosh, I cannot read tonight. Reed Weissman, sorry. Victor Glover, Christina, oh my god. Yo. No fucking shot, dude. Christina. Just read it with me, guys. Read it with me. Christina. They have to put a dick joke in there somewhere. It's pronounced Cook? Yeah, okay. Why does this change from, oh, she's on there now? Dude, they're documenting. Wait, hold on. Hold on. Okay, these are all changing. Okay, 1 second, 2 second, 3 second, meaning these are the people that are up there right now. Okay, now stay with me. Okay, 165 days, 167 days. Or I'm guessing maybe these, I don't know, maybe they would claim that some of these people are on the ISS. This must be one of the people that just went up there today. Allegedly, right? Her name is literally pronounced Cook? Oh. Nah, I'm not, no. That shit says what it says. No, it's not, that ain't cooking. You ain't, nope. That shit says what it says. Anyway. Wow, there's another website called How Many People Are in Space Right Now. They literally made that the URL. That is so psychotic, bro. We'll see what this one says. You had a coworker with the same last name. God bless her. That's a curse. I almost want to but these, okay, so this website says that they have 0 days in space. The same people. The Christina lady, 0 days. But didn't it just say that she had like over 100? 300. She's been up there for almost a year. Okay. And Victor Glover and Ride, whatever, dude. Fuck that guy's name. I can't read. I promise I'm not normally this illiterate. I think I'm tired. Okay, Reed Weissman, 0 days. And Victor Glover, 0 days. But let's go back. So it literally just depends on which source you choose. Different mission. She has the record? No, it's literally still going up, bro. Look. It's and counting. 35, 36, 37. It's a record that's still going on. But not when you check this other website. Because her account, same name, goes to 0. All of these people have 0. Record for the longest woman in space, bro. Bro, you're wrong. Either way. Like, I mean, I don't know. Maybe you're right. Maybe you memorized the minutia better than me, but she didn't go to fucking space, dude. It doesn't exist. Space is fake. I'm just like, it's fake, but you've been reading it today. Okay. All right. Fair point. There have been 360 astronaut candidates. Currently about 50 active, which is still a lot. Whatever. How do they maneuver in the capsule that they're in? You literally wouldn't be able to. You can't have like the tires on your car, right? They push off the ground. Okay? When you're in a boat, the propeller pushes off of the water. When you're in an airplane, it pushes off of the atmosphere. When you're in a vacuum, you can't, you're stuck. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing to push off of. That whole thing, I don't know if you were here when I showed the Neil deGrasse Tyson clip, but he's not kidding. Like, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. That's Newton's third law of motion. So you have to have something to push off of. When you walk, your feet push off of the ground, right? That's how you get momentum. You have to push off of something, or something has to push you. Something like that. It has to happen. But in a vacuum, you don't have anything to accelerate off of. You don't have anything to propel from. So propulsion in a vacuum is simply impossible. Space is fake indeed. Yeah, for real. It's not worth it to argue who has the longest time in. We might as well argue who spent the longest time in an episode of SpongeBob. At least they did have like real human actors at one point, right? SpongeBob. They had like the human pirate guy. I don't know. I heard bad things about him. I heard he ended up like an alcoholic or something. Anyway. Count the monkey as an astronaut. Wow. Dude's name is Victory Glober. Other dude's name is telling you. How does their blood circulate? It's an interesting concept. Your food probably wouldn't be able to digest either. You probably wouldn't be able to relieve your bladder. Because if water floats in a vacuum or in a gravityless environment, then all the water, all the liquid in your bladder would be floating. I mean, this is gross, but really think about it, you know? Like your blood would not circulate, your body would not function properly. Your eyes would probably pop out of your head too. Stomach acid, yeah, exactly. But we believe this stuff when we're kids because we don't think about the intricacies. But all you got to do is think about the details a little bit. It literally wouldn't work. Hey, you know, we're just crazy tinfoil hat people. We deny science. That's what we do. Stomach acid would murk you. Yeah, that shit is deadly. Yeah. Anyway, I guess we're done, guys. Thank you guys for 40,000. This was fun. Here, for those of you that weren't here, and for those of you who were, we're gonna watch it again because I find it hilarious. This is Neil deGrasse Tyson saying that you push off of the football field and you actually affect the motion of the earth. I cannot get enough of this.
That's where they get the traction. In fact, if you run the math on this, every time the eagle runs this play, it slightly changes the rotation of the earth.
Tell me more. Tell me more. Are you kidding me?
I'm just telling you.
Tell me more. Don't leave it at that.
Okay.
They're changing the earth.
One of Newton's laws
Yes.
is for every action is an equal and opposite reaction. You cannot just propel yourself forward unless something comes out the other side. That's why rockets, there's always rocket exhaust coming out the other side.
Yes.
Why am I ending the live? I ran out of guests, mostly. He laughed at his own nonsense. Yeah, he did. And then he goes in to explain something that is like quite literally impossible. He's saying rockets always have something coming out. Yeah, but that something, the exhaust, fumes or the fuel, whatever, it doesn't have anything to push off of. Right? Like there's no medium. You could expel as much as you want. Actually, jet fuel or any type of propellant, when it would come out of a rocket, it wouldn't come out in a straight line like that. It would just disperse in all direction because that's how entropy works. Entropy has infinite vectors, infinite directions. So it wouldn't come out in a straight line, highly focused like that. It would come out like in infinite directions and it would fill the available space. That's how entropy works. So all of this is just nonsense, but
Because then the rocket goes this way, the exhaust goes this way, the rocket goes that way.
that's not even
As
true.
they're digging into the earth, Earth is responding to them by having its rotation rate changed because they're
He's literally telling you that football players, when they hike the football and they all push off of the earth at the same time. But honestly, that's dumb because you have two teams pushing equally or relatively equally on either side of the line of scrimmage. So it would be a net neutral relatively, right? You might have some counterbalance, but it would be a net neutral. He's just speaking stupid stuff, bro. Who trusts this guy is beyond me. This guy always embarrasses the whole Globe Earth community every time he talks. But you would have the net neutral because it would be two opposing forces of equal or, you know, semi-equal proportion pushing against each other. It would just neutral out. It would neutralize itself. It wouldn't fucking move the earth. And again, my counter argument to this is if you've ever been to Los Angeles, there's bumper to bumper traffic for miles, 6 lanes of the shit, all going in one direction. So are you telling me that everybody's tires, when they let off the gas and the tires move, is it moving the entire earth? Fuck no. That's stupid. It's just dumb, bro. That's my argument. 150 samples. Yeah, there's a lot of 666, bro. But bit machines won't touch it, I'm sure. What do you mean? What's a bit machine? You laughed at his own nonsense. They claim that a rocket weighs 6 million pounds. I was looking into like when I was watching the rocket launch, the guy was giving all of the data, and I did write some of it down, and I wanted to like look into how much space all of that would take up, because he was literally saying like, yeah, we use like 5 tons of this and 500,000 liters of that, and I was like, whoa, where are you putting all that shit? You know, if nobody asks these questions, you just hear these big numbers and you're like, wow, they're doing science. And it's like, yeah, but they can't do math. You know, it's like, where do you can't just have 5 tons of rocket fuel or whatever with nowhere to put it. It has to go somewhere. But anyway, how did they launch off the moon? They didn't. Well, technically speaking, I think they say that the moon does have an atmosphere and you would be able to push off of the surface. But the better question is, how did they get the trajectory right in 1969? Okay, in that little thing that they were in, how did they get the trajectory right to hit the Earth when the Earth is supposed to be spinning on an axis and orbiting the sun? Right, so the Earth is doing at least two different motions that would affect your trajectory, and they still managed to land in water. Like, they could have easily landed in the land and fucking died. But nope, and honestly, the 1969 one is the funniest because it's like we get it on the very first try. You know, the very first try we send humans to the moon, we just land perfectly with no issues, no casualties. Speaking of no casualties, I didn't get any restrictions tonight, guys. Isn't that cool? They had GPS and autopilot. Yeah, sure. Thing that looks something I made in 6th grade. Yeah, the last time I played moon landing footage, there's a video of a guy making a sandwich, and I thought it was the funniest fucking thing.
When I started my
Not this guy. This guy, I don't know what this guy's doing.
Taxes, finances.
This is here. I'm pretty sure this is the one we watched. Because after this, first of all, it just cuts from this. It cuts from that to this. Okay, a lot can happen from the time you're going from the Earth to this. Like, that's a weird place to like cut to the camera to. And this guy's making a fucking sandwich, dude. Like, okay. This guy is moving at thousands of miles an hour, experiencing G-forces that would make most human beings, if not all of them, pass out. Okay? But he's hungry. So he's making a peanut butter and jelly with a floating can beside him, and that's supposed to be evidence or whatever. It's just nonsense. This is the 1969 one, too. So you can't even claim like, oh, they've done this before and they had like, didn't he eat before he left? I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I thought this was the funniest shit when I saw it. Like, dude, you have the like 0 fucks given mentality that I wish I had, bro. You should be like shaking in your boots, man. You know what I mean? Like, you should be terrified. At least, maybe not terrified, but like exhilarated and anxious and nervous. Like, you shouldn't be calm. Look how calm he is. Just stone face, as if the sandwich is the only thing he cares about. Like, brother, you're on your way to the greatest achievement of mankind, and you're just more obsessed with tuna. It's insanity, bro. Used to be proud. No American ever. You were a fucking moron? Nah, it's okay, bro. We were all there. People believe this shit? Yeah. First man to make a sandwich in space, guys. I think that's the funniest part, because the next shit's just, I mean, you obviously have the one small step for a liar, one giant leap for Satanists all over the world thing. And then you have a... Where's the tang? Yeah. The boot, if you guys, a lot of you guys already know this, but the boot print doesn't even match the shoes that he was wearing. And then they say that he was wearing boots over top of his boots, right? And that's what left the boot print. It's like, no, come on, man, how dumb are we? You want to see more? There's other videos. Let's see what this one does. It's a pretty deep footprint for no gravity, yeah. This looks like it's the same thing. They also spoke to each other, whether it be, I think it was Nixon, right, on the landline, of course, right, but they also spoke to each other in effectively real time. Like, they were supposed to fake a delay, and they didn't. They just spoke back and forth, like similar to how you guys are talking to me. there was supposed to be a delay and they didn't incorporate that. They just spoke, and a lot of people caught that too, because you can't 240,000 miles away. I mean, you can't talk in real time, bro. It doesn't work that way. This is the same thing. This is, look. Oh wow, look. That looks like a dummy. What? All right, no, I'm done. I'm done. That's too much. That's too much. Hey, I said I was done. Go away. When I had to use an operator to call out of state, yeah, dude. I mean, I remember my parents doing similar things. Astronaut on Rye. Yeah. Stanley Kubrick should have thought of this shit. Yeah, he could have made a good movie, huh? These people have Hollywood stars on the Walk of Fame in LA. Not Stanley Kubrick, of course, which he would anyway because he's a director, but Buzz Aldrin, Edward Collins, and did you guys know? I learned this when I was in LA. Somebody told me that to get one of those stars, you pay for that. It's like a subscription. Like you can have it removed at any time if you don't pay. Like some people, like if you're famous, right, you pay to have it installed, and they don't just give it to you. I guess they offer it to you, but you actually have to pay to have it installed there. And then if you miss a payment, they tear it back up. So not only do these people, these astronauts, right, they have the Hollywood stars, they pay for them. Subscription. It's like several $1,000s a month or something, right? It's a lot. So it's like, I don't know. I just think that's an interesting fun fact as well. Not only do they have stars that are usually attributed to people who do acting jobs, right? But they also pay for them, which is like, I don't know. That makes it worse in a way, right? You would think on the moon you would see more features or for longer. It's just black. Yeah, they can't show you much, man. It's a Hollywood set. And that's what I mean. Even if they fake the moon landing today, they'd have to just use AI. That would be the only way. And I don't know. I don't know if they would be able to make it very convincing. I would think not, but who knows? The AI technology they have might be awfully convincing compared to the AI stuff that they give us. You never know. Saw no stars? No, you won't. You won't. Because the problem with that is if they showed you stars, there are people who know the stars very well, right? There are astronomers who would notice indiscrepancies like that. So they had to say that the exposure of the camera was too, or the exposure of the light was too high for the camera, and essentially just light pollution, even though you're objectively away from the farthest amount of light pollution, that being on Earth, right? But whatever. $85,000 sponsorship free for a Hollywood star? Wow. I didn't imagine it would be that much. That's crazy. So these people are not okay, so that begs the question. So Edward Collins, Buzz Aldrin, what do these people do to maintain that amount of wealth? Because they went to the moon, almost 50 years ago. What have they been doing to maintain their wealth since then? I mean, I guess you could do investments or something like that, but I don't know, fucking real estate? I don't know. Look for windshield view of a rocket launch. Here. Windshield view of a rock. What's up, Quantum? Didn't they pass on? Not all of them, no. I think Buzz Aldrin, or no, I think, is it Buzz Aldrin? Some of them are alive, I'm sure. Here. Happy April Fool's Day. Yeah, Happy New Year, bro.
Saving money feels right. Just like when things are packed tidy and tight.
Yeah, let's see what this is. Ooh, Galactic from a Virgin. Whoa, this is official. Whoa. Sure, they've been paid to keep their. Yeah, probably. Is this the video you wanted me to see? Because I want to see it from like start to finish. You know. They're looking down and not up. No, I don't mind it looking down. That would be preferred. But I wanted to see it from like start to finish. Cockpit? Oh, facing the windshield. That seems pretty niche. That might be difficult to find. Best of the Best provides news views, commentary of shuttle. That doesn't look like it's what I'm looking for. You'd have to find one and send it to me, bro. Because, like, I'm limited to just, like, words that I can type into Google. And we all know how Google is. It's pretty unfaithful. Buzz is alive. 3 others. The other 8 are not. Yeah, I would imagine there's still people that are alive. Yeah. They have the cabin cam. Where's that at? Can you guys hear the cat snoring? Cat's snoring pretty loud. Probably NASA YouTube. Okay. Let's open up the tube view. Just that's a cat, yeah. He snores loudly, brother. Artemis view live from Orion. Hey, look. You weren't kidding. Is there audio? Maybe not.
2,
Oh, yeah.
3 outs.
I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. My roommate's sleeping. I just wanted to see if it had audio. Oh, I guess skipping forward's not gonna do well if it's live. Is this live? It's supposed to be. 4,000 or 42,000 watching now. Started streaming 2 hours ago. Yeah. And that's just darkness.
Wraps up the harness on. Still burning. It looks like they just burned out. And I'm seeing open.
Good. 07 seconds.
Really believe Apollo 13, if they have an emergency. Could MacGyver the way home? Maybe. Oh, what's this? Technical difficulties. A lot of them. An hour's worth of technical difficulties. So exciting. Yeah. I don't even know what we're looking at. This looks like a toilet. Yeah, no, I'm not convinced. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't see them passing iPhones around and taking selfies, which is what I was promised.
Quarter of a degree overshoot, maybe a third of a degree, and we've got motion is stopped.
Wow. Look, they're adjusting their trajectory in a vacuum where propulsion is impossible, guys. It must be real. This video footage really proves that they're on their way to the moon right now. Why is it so cramped? Like, you'd think we spend all this taxpayer money on this. You could at least give them a couch, bro. Like, I'm saying, you know what I mean? If we're not going to feed the homeless, we should at least make these people comfortable. Dude, this would suck. They're going to be on this thing for, what, like upwards of a week? I think it's like 3 or 4 days or something. Or, well, longer than that. That's just to get to them. You know, you got to come back. You're just going to be stuck. No, I'm kidding. There's probably maybe other places they could go, but this is what I'm saying. It always looks like this. They only ever show you of a thing like this. They don't show you, like, they'll never take this camera and pan it around 360 degrees. They'll never do it. I could skip through this whole fucking thing and they'll never do it. Which isn't much to ask from a flat earther, or not even a flat earther, just like a concerned citizen that pays taxes in America. Like, I just want to see the whole thing, right? We paid for it. That's the moon thing today? This is the moon thing today, yes. Although, they are neither, allegedly, on Earth or near the moon. They're kind of somewhere in between. They're in the void. They're Schrodinger's rocket right now. Debating the authenticity of the Artemis 1 mission. Whoa, AI shit in the bed. This is Artemis 2 AI. Scientific proof for sure, especially because it comes from the government. Look, NASA's official website, dude. I know YouTubers with more subs than this, like on a personal level. Just to let you guys know. I mean, it's not a flex. I'm just saying. Like, I've met people and I have friends that I used to play video games with that have like 20 million subscribers. They have 13. That's all I'm saying. I mean, it's like not even an achievement, dude. Even nobody trusts this shit anymore, dude. Wow, they adjust the brightness. We can actually see now. It's crazy they only have that many subs. I'm telling you, bro. That's kind of... I mean, for like the biggest space organization, agency, sorry, whatever, semantics. I mean, whoa, sorry, I don't know what I did there. It's a little light. Should I subscribe? I think the deal is, like, most people know, like, you wouldn't subscribe to something like this. It would be like subscribing to like Fox or Xbox, or, you know what I mean? Like, I think I'm subscribed to Xbox, but like, you wouldn't subscribe to something like this though. You know what I mean? Like, even to give them benefit of the doubt, like, you just wouldn't do it, because you could just simply go to the channel. You don't, because then you subscribe, then you got to turn notifications off, and you still get recommended all their videos, and you're not going to want to watch everything that they post. So that does make sense. But still, I mean, 13 mil is a little light for the biggest space agency on Earth. Fake as fuck. Too untrustworthy. Yeah. And wait, I should have checked to see. Wait, I have to go. Shit, I opened that up through the YouTube app. I wanted to see if they had their comments turned off while I was doing that. Here, I can just go back. Oh, this one's a different one from the same website. This is a different thing. This one's definitely live. It has the thing. But I want to see. Yeah, comments are turned off. They always do that. They always turn the comments off. Even if I go to the other one, which will be in my history. Even if I go to the other one, I guarantee you, I promise you, comments will be turned off. Sorry. Comments are always turned off on NASA's websites, or NASA's YouTube videos and stuff. Every single time. And if I go to ISS live feed from NASA, okay, scroll down to the bottom, they always turn the comments off. You guys wonder why that is? Oh, look, my favorite message. These live views from the external cameras on the International Space Station have been temporarily disabled or suspended due to a routine loss of signal period. And then you got to skip back to, like, find it. I guarantee you nobody's watching this right now. 200 people. Yeah, nobody's ever watching this shit. Anyway. Please save humanity's subconscious. People are waking up a little bit, mostly. You just have to come to the conclusion that you can't trust everything on a computer screen. It's really not even that difficult, bro. Let's see, I think I missed some comments. Maybe not. At least a recliner, yeah. Alright. Alright, guys. That was fun. Here, Quantum, are you still here, bro? Hold on. I'm not gonna be able to find it now. Actually, I am. Dude, tell me what you think of this, because I know you'll give me an honest opinion on Neil deGrasse Tyson, bro. Just listen to this and tell me what your thoughts are, okay? Tell me if he's onto some shit, or tell me if he's full of some shit.
In fact, if you run the math on this, every time the Eagle runs this play, it slightly changes the rotation of the Earth.
Tell me more. Tell me more. Are you kidding me?
I'm just telling you.
Tell me more. Don't leave it at that.
Okay.
They're changing the Earth.
One of Newton's laws
Yes.
is for every action is an equal and opposite
Reaction.
You cannot just propel yourself forward unless something comes out the other side. That's why rockets, there's always rockets.
Do you see where he's going with this? He's saying that like when they hike the ball at the line of scrimmage, they're pushing against the earth. But I think what he's negating is that there's another team of football players on the opposite side pushing in the opposite direction. So it would be neutral, relatively, right? Like, I'm just saying the word neutral. You can argue semantics if you want, but like, I just think that's so silly, bro. Like, even from a heliocentric standpoint, moving Earth, okay, cool. Like, it would even itself out because there's an opposing team pushing against each other. It would be two opposing forces. It wouldn't be, well, you'd still be pushing off the Earth, but the other team would be pushing off the Earth in the opposite direction. And honestly, even if that wasn't the case, you could have 1,000 people lined up pushing against the Earth. I don't think it's going to affect the rotation. The Earth is massive, dude. Even in I mean, no matter what. What's he saying? He's saying that like when they hike the football and they dig their feet into the ground, when they go to push off of the ground, that they're moving the Earth. They're affecting its rotation. That's literally an astrophysicist, bro. Like, Quantum, I love you, bro. I'm not bringing you up here, man. I love you too much. I'm gonna let you. I've been trying to get off of here for like, we got stuck in the YouTube rabbit hole. You'll give my opinion? Okay, make it quick, bro.
Yeah, up? So what he is trying to say there, it really is cockamamie. Like what you mentioned, you have the opposing defensive line also applying the force in the opposite direction and whatnot. If you like get super pedantic and just take in just like the offensive line hiking the ball, you might technically be able to get some sort of like stupid non-zero number. Me personally,
my counter argument is, what about LA traffic?
Yeah, same thing. That was my next thing is you could technically do this calculation with almost anything, and you're going to get a non-zero number, but it's also going to be completely pointless number.
Like, yeah, it's just a silly. Like every time I hear him talk, I'm like, dude, what is he talking about?
I'm not a fan of most of his things.
Yeah, he makes it seem like it's actually like a big thing, and it would never be. Even on the, like, if you just broke it down to scale, like it wouldn't be. I mean, you said it'd be measurable, but like in terms of importance, not so much.
Definitely not important. And when I mean measurable, I mean we're talking like probably like fucking 40 zeros of a decimal point. Like it might even be worse than that. It's just stupid.
Yeah, I compared it to like I've driven in LA, dude, and it's like 6 lanes of traffic bumper to bumper. You mean to tell me that every single tire going the same direction, like that would have more of an effect than 12 football players or whatever?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, and then like
nice to see you though, man.
Yeah, nice seeing you too. Yeah.
Right,
like water dams and stuff as well. That's going to produce a bigger non-zero number than a football team and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's just a silly, weird thing to say on a
talk
show.
It's dumb. I don't like half the stuff he says. His actual talk show, the Star Talk, is a little bit better because he brings on actual physicists like Brian Cox, other people and whatnot that he brought on. I can't remember his name. The guy that got the Nobel Prize for gravitational waves. Like he brings on actual people on his. I don't know if it's a podcast or talk show. I don't know what it's technically considered. Probably a podcast, but Star Talk, that's a little bit better because he's not doing most of the talking.
Fair point, bro. All right, man. I got to get to bed, but I'm glad that you were intellectually honest. I knew you would be.
I try my best, man.
I know you do. I like that about you, man. You take good care of yourself, man.
Yeah, you too, man.
Later. I like him, dude. I don't bring him up here because like he's one of the neutral globies that I just kind of have like a neutral relationship with. We don't go back and forth. We kind of just find a middle ground and shake hands there, And he's honest too. Like he'll sit here and laugh at Neil deGrasse Tyson with me because it doesn't matter. It's just Neil deGrasse Tyson. I know he's like the mainstream guy with a microphone, but at the end of the day, yeah, that's what he is. He's smart, sure, but like that, and sure, like I guess he does have a point. Like if you measured it, it would technically have an effect, but it is a weird thing to bring up. It's sort of like hey, look at what you can do, as opposed to like bringing up something that actually matters. But anyway, always have weakness in their voices. Yeah. All right, guys, I gotta stretch my legs, and I gotta get off the internet. I'm gonna watch some YouTube videos before I fall asleep. Me is better than, yeah, I agree with that, bro. I agree with that. Shit, dude, you should challenge him to a debate. He won't debate flat earthers. You should debate him. Anyway, all right, guys, love y'all. Thank you guys for 45K. Thank you guys for chilling. It's been fun, man. This was a good live. Actually, it was a good live. We had a good guest in the beginning, and we had some laughs. I kept my composure. I didn't get any restrictions. I counted it as a win, bro. It's a pretty chill night. Nobody important would ever try to prove the globe. I mean, that's a good point. Most of them say that flat earthers aren't worth their time, so they won't debate most of us. But it is what it is, man. Appreciate you guys. We'll talk again tomorrow. Try to go live again tomorrow. And yeah, man, you guys have a good night. Peace, everybody.